अपने आप को
So we can start now.
Okay, you can see the screen.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, 1 second. Hello, hi to all the young engineering students. Today's session is on raw materials in manufacturing industries. Before we start the session, let me give you a brief introduction and also why this session is important for your career objectives. I am D.K. Mohan, an industry expert with more than 3 decades of experience in manufacturing, production, machining, overall administration of the companies, and also have got a good exposure in sales, marketing, brand building, dealer management, team management, and also contribution to the growth and profitability. I welcome all of you, wherein you have achieved your first step in your career. You are now going to be, or you already are, degree or diploma in mechanical, electrical, electronics, mechatronics. Very good. It's a good achievement because you are now a qualified engineer as per the industry norms. Now, important is what to do next. You're looking for a job or you're looking for a career. With lakhs of students passing out every year, it's very important to understand what the industry demands. What are the skills which industry requires? So we will be in Skillage. We have worked out a package for you where we are going to teach you the skills required to make a career in a good multinational company or a good engineering company, to make you stand out of the crowd, to make you confident in attending interviews. We are going to teach you different skills. Just in brief, these skills are manufacturing technologies, lean manufacturing, new product development, welding, mechatronics, design, quality, problem solving. So these 7-8 skills are going to make your career. Today, industry is looking for these skills. If you have only BE in your resume or BTech in your resume, you will not be able to attract the interviewer because lakhs of people are there. So your resume should have some skills and you should be able to answer those skills. Primarily, today we'll be talking of, I'm responsible for taking manufacturing technologies. In manufacturing technologies, we are going to talk of CNC machining. We are going to talk of CNC programming. Most important, engineers' language is engineering drawing. So we are going to teach you how quality is related to engineering design and drawing. Because finally, a production company starts from a raw material to a finished stage by adding some processes. That is called subtractive machining. So if you have a good design, you are going to have a good drawing, and the drawing is followed by the production guy, and also it is followed by the quality guy. And then in the final inspection, you make a good product if you follow the design up to the best. We'll also teach you in manufacturing CNC machining economics. What is the machining economics? What are the parameters which lead to lowest cost of the manufacturing? Because it's very simple for you to know that the biggest component of manufacturing cost comes from the machining. A CNC machine easily costs you around 15 to 30 lakhs CNC turning. milling and machining centers may go up to 1 CR. So very important to learn how the tool cost and the machine cost, a combination is very, very important. Among the different modules I have, which also consists of die and mold machining, Industry 4.0, today's session, we are focusing on raw materials. What are the raw materials used in a industry? You know that any company buys a raw material and makes a finished product. That finished product can be anything. It can be a pump, a compressor, a turbine, a bearing, a gear shaft, anything. And what are these raw materials? The steel, stainless steel, cast iron, heat resistant alloys, aluminum. So in this product, we are going to, in this session, we are going to cover the following topics. How are raw materials selected based on properties and application? Very, very important. If you are making a product, suppose आप bearing बना रहे हो, bearing किस material का होना चाहिए, bearing में क्या properties चाहिए, bearing में friction कितना important है. Suppose you are making a furnace equipment. The most important quality required in a furnace is how much heat it can take, because the temperatures in the furnace will be high. So the material, raw material used for furnace lining is supposed to take a lot of heat without losing its properties. Second, we'll be covering major raw materials used in the manufacturing industry. Correct? One is why a raw material is being used, what are the applications and properties which the final product requires, and then what are the major raw materials, type of steels and their specification. I'll also teach you what is low alloy steel, medium alloy steel, high alloy steel, low carbon steel, what is MS, mild steel, SS304, stainless steel, titanium, ceramics, diamond, CBN. These are all different raw materials for different processes. Somewhere it is a cutting tool, somewhere it is a being machined into chips. We'll also cover a very important topic of role of alloying elements and their importance in adding to the strength. Steel में क्या-क्या डाला जाता है? Steel में what are the alloying elements? Why they are added? You can add nickel, chromium, manganese, vanadium, cobalt. There's so many alloying elements. Each one has got its own function. It's good to understand what are the alloying elements and how do they add to the strength and which type of strength. Is it corrosion resistance? It is toughness. So we'll go into details of this. Stainless steel types and their applications. Cast iron and its properties. So we'll be covering in this session in detail all type of steels, all type of cast iron. Very important question. What is the chemical difference between steel and cast iron? हमने ये बार बार सुना है, कॉलेज में भी, इंडस्ट्रीज में भी, ये स्टील का है, ये कास्ट आयरन का है, ये स्टील का है. What is the difference? What percentage of carbon decides whether it is steel or cast iron? Aluminum and its applications. This is a very, very important topic because today, in the last 20 years, the use of aluminum has increased a lot. The best advantage of aluminum is its lightweight. So wherever components require weight as one of the criteria in the performance, there aluminum becomes, for example, let us say a vehicle. If the vehicle, more and more parts are made of aluminum, because of the light weight, you'll get more average per kilometer, rupees per kilometer cost will come down. And that is what every Indian customer is looking for. I'm making a defense component where it has to go into the atmosphere and then go to the space. If it is heavy weight, the load, the motor load will be very, very high. So aluminum is gaining importance because you can build in qualities you require, properties you require, and then you can use it as much as possible compared to steel or other things which are more heavier. Today, two-wheeler engine are all aluminum. That's why you get an average of 60, 70 per kilometer, 60, 70 per liter. What are heat-resistant alloys? In defense, what are the heat-resistant alloys? Nickel alloy, cobalt alloys, titanium white is used. And then we'll also take up heat treatment and its advantages for you to understand why raw material is selected and how the properties are included in the raw material by heat treatment. What are the different methods of heat treatment? What are the process? What is time temperature transformation diagram? Very, very important for you to have a better understanding of raw materials. Time temperature transformation, that's called TTT diagram in metallurgy. Iron carbon diagram. What are the microstructures in different iron and steel and cast iron? Okay. Don't worry, it's going to be a very interesting session because I'll be teaching all these from the industrial perspective, so that when you go to the industry, you can understand all these. I'm not going to give you much of bookish knowledge. So we are going to discuss which are the common raw materials used by engineering industry for conversion to finished product. On what basis a raw material is selected? कब किस पार्ट के लिए कास्ट आयरन लगता है, किस पार्ट के लिए स्टील लगता है, किस पार्ट के लिए एल्यूमिनियम लगता है, correct? If you look at the industry, there's so many industries making so many things. Some are camshaft, automobile parts, crankshaft, engine, bearing, clock, ladder, anything. Almirah. What is Almirah made of? What type of steel? Why there is a hardening process in Almirah? What is the sheet thickness in Almirah? All depends on the longevity of the life of the Almirah, how much load it has to carry. If you're putting some lockers inside the Almirah, the locker material is very, very heavy. Our geyser in the house, a car, a grinder, a shaft, it can be anything, compressors, pumps. So industry is making so many things, but fundamental rule is very simple. They all are taking a raw material, doing some operations. The operations can be manufacturing operations or machining operations, and then making a final product after grinding, after heat treatment and all. We'll be talking of generally in an industry, what are the properties required? Hardenability, hardness, difference between hardenability and hardness, yes. Machinability, ductility, malleability, tensile strength, yield strength, shear strength. So if these properties are required by different products, some are required more, some are, for example, I'm making a product which is going to be in water continuously, a submersible pump. I'm making a product which is continuously in the water, a submersible pump. So there, what I want, first property I want is corrosion resistance. Correct? I want corrosion resistance. If the pump gets rusted because of water, oxygen available in the water, then the functioning of the pump also get affected because all the rust will get jammed inside. Suppose I'm making a product for the furnace. I want here the first property, that is hot hardness. If the material, whatever the furnace ka lining मैंने जिसका बनाया है, I'm heating the furnace to say 1000 degrees. If the furnace lining cannot withstand the temperature, it will crumble and the whole furnace will stop working. So here hot hardness is important. Some places impact resistance is required. Somewhere it's a resistance required. When suppose let us say engine railway engine and railway track. The track has to be such a material where there is a heavy compressive force, because on it the wagon, goods wagon is moving. Wagon will be how many tons? If the track crumbles, no use. So different products require different. Oil and gas industry, the products have to be acid resistant, because in the crude oil, down below, in maybe a kilometer or a meters below, the crude oil has got acidic content. So जो पार्ट से मैं ड्रिलिंग कर रहा हूं वो अगर एसिड से रिएक्ट होके खराब हो गया तो फिर वो पार्ट काम ही नहीं करेगा. Wear resistance. If the two parts rubbing continuously with each other, if they wear, like let us say brake of the car, whenever you apply the brake is in coming contact with the wheel. If the brake liner is of soft material, every 2 days you have to change the brake liner. Correct or not? So very, very important that we are going to teach you so many aspects of raw material selection and different properties, why a different material is made of different type of products. And we are going to go in deep into steel, stainless steel, cast iron, okay, plastics, heat resistant alloys. So you, after going through this session, the value for you will be, you will be able to understand what are the different raw materials. Because there's a first thing, any company wants to make anything, it has to select a raw material and do the operations on that and make a finished product. So अगर आपने को यही नहीं पता कि raw material कौन सा select करना है या हमारी कंपनी ने कौन सा raw material select किया है, क्यों किया है, you won't be able to understand the application. So raw material depends on the final product and its application and its what is the conditions it is going through. So I would like to welcome you to this session of raw materials for your skill development program. And we would like at the end, you attend all the sessions of Skill Edge GET, Graduate Engineer Trainee Edge program, and make a wonderful career, and all the best to all of you. Welcome again. Thanks a lot.
So we can stop the recording.
Yeah.